Hello to everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Vlad from the Diaspora podcast, a free space where queer immigrants from all around the world can share their stories so they can inspire other queers to be themselves, to fight for who they are. And our today's guest is Veton, who is currently living in Belgium. He is a singer and a contestant of The Voice of Belgium. Welcome, Veton, and thank you for joining us today.
Hello, thank you for inviting me.
Sure. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Sure. So my name is Veton. I live in Belgium. I was born in Belgium in 1997, and then I left to Kosovo when I was 2 years old, and I lived there until I became 9 to 10. And so I'm mixed from Kosovo and Morocco, and I like to sing. I like to travel. I like theater too. I like art
Okay.
expression in general.
Nice. So you like creativity, yes?
Yes, I really like creativity. It makes me want to wake up in the morning, basically.
Great, thank you. That's interesting. So you were born to Kosovo and Moroccan parents.
Yes.
How was this experience for you? Have you ever struggled to define who you are? And now you live in Belgium, yes? So you have these three identities.
Yeah.
How is it to live with them?
To be honest, I struggled a lot through my life with the fact that I'm mixed. Also because I have a pretty atypical story in the sense that I don't know my biological mother and I don't know my Moroccan family. Basically, I know only my Albanian family. The fact that the first 10 years of my life I lived them in Kosovo, I constructed myself with the idea that I was Albanian. But actually, Albanian people are white with not such curls usually, and we can see that I'm mixed. And
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't really like it in the past because I faced racism. Some people were literally pointing it. And so it gave me the idea that it was an issue to look like an Arab. I was rejecting this part of myself for
Mm-hmm.
many years. I took time to realize that actually it wasn't an issue to be mixed and to start to like myself how I am. For example, my hair, it was also an issue to me. People were bullying me because I had curly hair. But even in Belgium, actually, when I came back in Belgium at school, so I didn't like my hair, for example. And I was really trying to fit in because
Mm-hmm.
it's not nice to feel rejected.
Right.
But now it's changed.
Okay. Now you are fine with yourself. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, sometimes when I look myself at the mirror, I don't feel that confident. But compared to the past, yeah, for sure, I feel way better. Now I accept my hair, for example.
It's a painful experience, yeah, when people bully you. So would you say that you didn't really like to live in Albania?
Actually, it's complex. It's not that I didn't like or I liked. I liked the nature. There's many things that I loved actually from the Balkan. Also, the culture there, the hospitality is different in the Balkans compared to here. What I didn't like in general is the fear of the difference. But that's
Mhm.
not present only in Kosovo. That's present also in Belgium. That's present actually everywhere in different ways. Several times through my life, I noticed that people are scared of what they don't understand. Usually, I was part of something that people don't understand. I feel like it's because of the social construction, the boundaries that we created with the name of countries and flags and everything are so present that
Mhm.
to people it became normal. So they
Mhm.
don't realize that it's possible to mix, and they even feel threatened to disappear with this idea. That's something that I saw a lot because even myself, for example, in Kosovo, I had many people that were saying, "Ah, but you don't look like an Arab. You're from here because you grew up with us and everything." And at first, you feel it's nice, but actually, it gives you the idea that there's an issue to look like an Arab.
Mhm.
It's not healthy, and I took time to realize that. I think it's because many people think that their truth is actually the truth,
Mhm.
and so when there are some other people that has other way of thinking, they're like, but he can't be true, he can be right because I own the truth, and I
Mhm.
understand it because like it's difficult to accept the fact that maybe I'm wrong.
Okay. So people didn't want to see because they were in their own truth, yeah, living, and they didn't want to accept. the way you are. So this
Yes.
is a very
And still
challenging.
now, actually, still now, like, for example, when I participated to The Voice, I had many people that reacted badly, also many people that reacted good. But I had also such comments like, but this person is an hybrid. He doesn't have a place because he's mixed. He doesn't have an identity. This kind of
Wow.
comments. And now, happily, I don't take it so much personal anymore because I know that it's just the fear of
Unknown.
unknown that is talking. But in the past, I was like, oh my god, who am I? Almost feeling not legitimate to be, because I was like, but I'm not right, I shouldn't be mixed. That's totally crazy, actually, that I thought that, because in the end I exist, so it's enough
Right.
to say that it's possible and we have the right to mix.
Mm-hmm.
But just, I think racism in the end is a sickness.
Yes, I agree with you. So in the end, people they didn't want to see who you are for real, yeah, just because of your appearance, because you were a hybrid. It's a very bad way to describe someone. You were a mixed ethnicity. I think it's actually something to be proud of. You can be part of something. And as for now, how would you define yourself? Would you say you're a Belgian or you're from Kosovo, Albania, Morocco?
That's the thing, is that I see myself above all those social construction, all those labels, like from Kosovo, Morocco, stuff like that. Personally, from my heart, I see myself as a living being, and I see the others as a living being before being Belgium or whatever what they are. But my ego will say, I come from Morocco, I come from Kosovo, and I come from Belgium, and I'm a mix of all these. Culturally, that's what constructed me also. Above all that, I'm just a living being, actually, that is doing all it can with his own conscience, like
Yes, great,
everyone.
beautiful. In the end, we all are people. You're just a human
Yes.
being, a person.
I really want to try to work on reconciliating ourselves with differences, not seeing something different or something that we don't understand like threatened, but something that makes life more rich and more interesting,
Mm-hmm.
and that we don't need to understand something or to be agree with the difference to accept it.
Right. So diversity exists no matter what you
Yes.
think, and it's beautiful. And in Albania, did you also find bullying for your behavior or attitude? Maybe you started already noticing that you were special, not only in terms of appearance, but your sexuality.
Yes, actually, I was more noticing it in Belgium. When I was in Kosovo, I didn't feel so much people like reacting. Maybe because I was younger. At primary school, people don't judge you about the way you express yourself, or at least I didn't witness that when I was in Kosovo. But it's true that in Belgium sometimes people will be at school like, yeah, but you look like gay, before even I had libidos, or before even I felt attracted by anyone.
Okay.
But that's not what hurt me the most in my life.
Okay. So in the Balkans, in Albania, you were mostly pointed out by your appearance, but only in Belgium you started to be pointed out by your sexuality, your behavior, and people started to bully you in that way. So it was already when you were a teenager, yeah, when you moved back from Kosovo.
Yes, I feel actually my sexuality was a drop of my identity. It wasn't like the most um, uh, painful things to not accept. The most painful thing, sorry, was to reject my Moroccan side. This reflects that I had to reject the fact that I was also Arabic. The fact that I became racist against myself. That was more painful that who I was attracted.
And this happened not because you thought that because Moroccans they are Muslims, so their religion is very strict, but because people by bullying you, yeah, they told you you are different, so it's bad. Yeah, this is what made you want to detach yourself from the Moroccan side, from
Yes,
Moroccan
because
heritage.
when I was young, I wasn't able to not take it personal, and to realize also that no one is perfect, and everyone and that there is not one truth, that we all have our own unique truth based in our history and everything. I didn't had all this in my mind, and so I was just like listening to people and being like, oh, but this person is right. I was believing everything. I feel like in this society in general, we weren't approving mixes and also different type of sexuality. Still, I'm working to be fully myself, to be honest. I still have this fear of how the other reacts in front of me, but I feel more and more confident. I feel more and more able to not take it personal and to be fully myself, but still I have to work on that way.
Yeah, I mean, that's important. If everyone was honest with themselves, with fears that they have, for example, you said they don't accept because they are afraid, they would understand that it's okay, the diversity is okay. Probably you wouldn't
Yes,
suffer it when you were a
that's really
kid.
my dream, that people start to do that more and more, because I think that everyone is acting because there is a huge lack of humility in this world and
Hmm.
too much ego. That's also why people are scared to believe in the fact that maybe their truth is not right, because of ego, actually, and a lack of humility. Humility, by its definition, to me, means that being aware of their limits. And
Hmm.
I really believe that we all have limits and that no one is perfect. And that actually is, to me, life, because life is about evolution. And to be part of an evolution process, you can't be perfect, because if you're perfect there is no evolution. But some people doesn't accept that. Some people already believe that they're perfect and it's their way and no other way, and that's an issue to me, because that's what create people that believes that, okay, we need to clean our population because there is dirty people, because they don't have the truth, they don't believe like me, they don't have the same way of thinking. So that's where I think comes genocide and all this kind of craziness, because of a lack of humility.
Right. Yes. And even it happens in Belgium. You told me that you were picked up also on your ethnicity, on your sexuality. Would you describe Belgium as a safe place or not really?
It's difficult to find a place where you really feel safe. Let's say that in Belgium, it's comfortable because you have a lot of help. For example, as an artist, you struggle to find a job where you can earn money. The country helps you. It's the most social country that I ever found, but you feel comfortable in the sense that you can find food, you can have a home. But do I feel psychologically safe? I think it doesn't matter where I will be. I don't always feel safe, because the relationship that I have with myself is not good yet.
So it's in the end, it's about your confidence, yeah, how you feel.
Yes, I think everything comes from there, actually. You can feel safe everywhere if you have a good relationship with yourself. And when you face someone that rejects you, if you're really confident, you don't take it personal. You even feel sorry for the person in front, because in the end you're like, okay, he's struggling with the fact that I exist. So it wakes up fear in this person, and that's not a nice feeling. That's something that creates stress, and stress is not healthy. Science
Hmm.
proves it. So actually, the person in front is suffering. So if you have a good relationship with yourself, you will more react like, I hope he will like evolve in the sense, like in the way that he's not gonna feel threatened, anymore by myself, because there's no reason to feel threatened and to be scared. If you have a good relationship with yourself, you can feel safe anywhere. But I don't feel safe for now everywhere, because I have difficulties to accept the fact that nothing is permanent. For example, the idea of death, the fact that it's fundamental and it will come, that's scary. And from this fear, sometimes in the street I feel threatened when people reject me. I don't know how to explain why I link it to the fear of disappearing and to the fear of death, but I know that it comes from that. For example, last year I went in the Balkans for a theater project, and I did a residency there with a group of persons, and we went to Albania and we arrived to Shkodër. Shkodër is a city in Albania that was one of the most oppressed city during the communism period. And during the communism period, there was this idea of the religion is the opium of people. People were like believing that with the colonization, they brought Christianism, and then the Ottoman Empire brought Muslim, and so people that were like, okay, actually it's just to manipulate us, so it's the opium of people, and we want to eradicate every religion possible. So they created bunkers, and they were bringing, no matter what you were believing in any religion, they were putting you in and kill you, but in super horrible ways. They didn't give food until they died, literally, or they will make people do their own bury place. And I was walking inside in a bunker. I was like, how is it possible that government allows stuff like that? How is it possible to arrive to this place? And in that bunker, there was like letters, and no matter what they were believing in, letter about love family. For example, there was letters that was saying, "My dear family, don't cry because there is worse in life. For the sake of love, um, don't cry." All type of letters like that, and so that makes an impact on myself because I was like, okay, these people were surviving in a bunker where you know that no matter what you're gonna die, and they weren't killing themselves, and they were like surviving just for love, unconditional love for their family, even though they knew that they will never probably get out of that place. And I was like, wow, love can be so strong. And also I realized in that place that actually the issue is not what you believe in, because not believing in any religion is also a belief. The issue is the fear of differences again. To be honest, the fear of death is also because I have people around me that died from cancer and stuff like that. So it created some existential crisis, because then you realize that actually it doesn't matter if you want or not, it's gonna happen to you too, and we don't know when or how. So yeah, I was like, but what's the point then? And I realized in that bunker that the point was just love, simply.
Right.
Even though it's not permanent and everything, it's so crazy, just the fact of being, and it can be so nice when you just let yourself be simply. That's my faith now. My faith is just to have a compass and to look after love with my compass.
Yeah, I like this expression. Yeah, it's very nice. Perfect. Well, thank you. And what about your family? Do you feel your family was supportive during this journey of self acceptance, for ethnicity, for sexuality?
My family, I'm sure that they did their best with their conscience, like everyone. They give me a lot of love, for sure. Sometimes, like everyone's family, they didn't help in our identity, because in their behavior they are based in their faith. My family that I know from Kosovo, and it's a pretty conservative country, and I come from a Muslim country and family, even though they don't really practice. So yes, it's hard when you believe to not judge someone, that a male that is feminine in his way, for example. I'm super indulgent actually, because now I really realize that no one is perfect, and that I saw through my family that they evolve a lot, just like me actually, and that's enough for me to love them.
Okay, so they also love you for who they are.
Luckily, they love me too, because I'm sure that there are also people that have experienced where their family reject them. Literally, I saw this, and I'm lucky that I didn't live that.
Yeah, I think it's a very hard experience yet to live through.
Yes, but everything is possible. It can happen. That's why it's important to invest in the relationship that you have with yourself, because that's the only relationship that you know that you will have for sure until the end of your life. So I really believe everything comes in your life, but from your own relationship with yourself. Maybe there's a situation where your family doesn't help you grow in your life, but makes you struggle to grow, then maybe it's better to take distance. That also is a possibility, and that can be super difficult if you don't have a good relationship with yourself. That can even kill yourself. So I really think that it's super important to invest in the relationship that you have with yourself first, and
Mhm.
then see with the others.
Right. You come first, and if you're confident, then you can go through any experience in your life.
Yes, I think actually is the best way to help also others. Just by help yourself to be yourself, and I'm sure people will see that. For example, there are people that influence me and that help me, like Frida Kahlo. I never met Frida Kahlo because she's dead, but through her art, she dared to be in that period. It was even more difficult. She was really authentic, and she had this characteristic of making something sick beautiful through her art.
Mhm.
It helped me a lot also, and inspired me a lot to accept more my errors, or some parts that I find ugly about myself. It inspired me to actually look at it and try to make something beautiful out of it that helps me, and so helps the others too, just like her, or like friends also that I have.
Yeah, to love each even ugly part of yourself. Yes. So
And
in
that's
this
why
way,
humility is important, and courage also.
yeah, definitely. Good. What about the languages? What languages can you speak?
I speak Albanian, I speak French, I speak English with a huge French accent.
That's
I
okay.
speak also a little bit Spanish, and I
Nice.
would like to learn Arabic, because I know that will help me in the relationship that I have with myself, for example. and because also I just find it beautiful.
Okay. What language would you say you can use to express who you are? Would you say be French, Albanian maybe?
For now, I'm more comfortable with French because I talk basically everyday French since I'm 10 years old and now I'm 27. And I don't have much people here with who to talk Albanian. So I developed way more my French capacity because also I read book in French, so it nourishes your vocabulary. So it's easier for me to express my ideas in this language.
When you get to know, when you got to know that Albania, was not very open-minded country towards different sexualities, did you want to reject that part of yourself too, and like forget Albanian and just speak French, or you didn't experience that kind of change in you?
Yeah, I guess so. But I realized actually last year that myself, I had stereotypes about Albania because when I went last year with the theater project, I realized that it was way more open-minded than what I thought.
But
Actually, people there was like super open-minded, and I found it crazy because like I realized that I'm having a lot of stereotypes too about things because like I only see my reality based on what people told me. Since last year, I really want to invest more in this part of myself that I don't like. Instead of like creating stereotypes based on people's thoughts, I want to now go more and see by myself, like I did with the theater project. And I think it's about investing in um, it's critical thinking. I was missing critical thinking, and so I was like listening to people and like believing in that and creating stereotypes. But people usually talk under the pressure of fear because we all have fear, and so some people will be like, "Yeah, Albanian are like that," or "Yeah, Moroccan are like that," or "Yeah." Generalizing a lot, stigmatizing, and so I was also part of that, and I'm still part of that, having a lot of stereotypes and blocking myself. And I think that's also the issue with such a social construction because it's never right to generalize. It's always more complex, and I noticed it by going there actually because I was also believing that Albanian people are super queer phobic, and they have probably more queer phobic than here in Belgium. That's what I think. But is it really the real truth? I don't know because last year I went there and I didn't see it in
Mhm.
the real reality. It didn't confirm this.
Mhm.
And also, it changed a lot from the generation. The generation of people that have my age are not at all the same as our parents.
Right, right.
And
They are more
that's also,
open-minded.
yes, and that's also what confirms that actually life is about evolution. Even if you block yourself, in the end, thanks to death, you're gonna leave your place to other people. And every new generation, when they grew up with a culture that is evolving too. If you compare Belgium years ago, for example, it changed a lot the way of living here and the way people tolerate each others.
Mhm.
But you can see that more through generation. If you watch people of our age everywhere in the world, it's changing.
Yes, so it's better this way, because the evolution actually happening.
Yes, and I have
Yes.
faith in that.
Yeah, let's hope that that will change in the future. People will be more and more accepting. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe through my lifetime, I will probably not see the perfect society, the society where I will feel fully safe to be myself. But I trust that there is big chance that it happens after my death. I don't know when, but at least I'm putting my tone in the construction of the reality, where there is no fear of others, where everyone is aware of unconditional love, and also of the fact that no one is perfect.
Right. So in this way, you are, as you said, building a wall of acceptance, or a society of acceptance.
Yes,
By
that's an utopic dream for today. I'm almost sure I'm not gonna see it through my lifetime, but I can create it in my home, for example, this
right,
reality. And that's already enough to me.
starting from local parts, of you, you spread it to global scale.
Yes, I would love to create a place where I can let people express themselves, the minorities, and where we feel all these values.
Yes. Let's hope there's gonna be society in the future. Good. And what about immigrants? Do you usually keep in touch with immigrants, for instance?
Yes, I keep in touch with everyone basically, but also immigrants.
Uh-huh. And what about your communities? For example, people from Albania, Morocco. Do you also communicate with them, or you prefer to stay in a safe place where you are?
No, to be honest, personally, I have no limits. I communicate with everyone. As soon as the other doesn't reject me or doesn't doesn't has Machiavelli's behavior against me, like as soon as the person is like kind, I have no issues with talking to the other. So I talk with Albanian, I'll talk with everyone.
Yeah, like in the end, if you're
Yeah,
confident, you can talk with anyone.
yeah, I don't have this reflex of being like white people they did this or that like in Africa, so I don't want to be surrounded with white people because I find that absurd. I find reacting like that is not letting the other the chance to become better, and it's also absurd because the people that did that in the past, for example, that colonized Africa, it's a minority, it's the government. The government is not the population, and even if there is only one white person that is not racist, for that only one person, it's better to not generalize. So I always give a chance to the people that I don't know to prove themselves as a kind person. And if I witness someone that is racist, I will not allow it. But I won't already not allow someone that I don't know because he's white, for example. Because then you have the same mechanism, then you become yourself racist. You have the same mechanism that these people that reject the other. You're doing exactly the same in the end. So
Yes.
I also have fear, of course, but I see them thanks to humility. And so I try to not let them speak and not find myself in the same mechanism, like the rejection of others. Sometimes I do because I feel vulnerable and I'm like, I don't want to go there because people will probably react like that. And so I try to imagine bad situation while actually it's not, it's only in my head. But when I notice that I'm making up my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna face that fear and I'm gonna go and see. And actually, 80% of the time, if not even more, it never happens how I think.
Perfect. That's wonderful. Thank you. So let's say your migration again from Albania back to Belgium was good for you because in the end, being in Belgium helped you to understand yourself better and accept yourself better. Or do you think it wouldn't be the case if you stayed in Albania? Or do you think things would be different if you were there?
Yeah, I already questioned myself about that, and to be honest, I don't know because I came in Belgium, so I don't know what will happen to me if I stayed there. I don't know. For sure, all what I lived influenced me and made the person I became today. So Kosovo helped me, Belgium helped me when I traveled in Spain. Or, it doesn't matter what I lived, but everything helped me becoming the person I was. And what helped me is actually myself, because sometimes it also depends on you, what you how you define your experiences, what you keep from your experiences. I stopped questioning myself about how it would have been if, because we never know and we will never know. You
And
know,
then you are happy where you are.
yes, yes, more and more at least. Sometimes I was questioning myself so much about how it would have been if that I was feeling that I was going crazy, because actually you can't, it's impossible to know.
Yes.
I live that, and that's cool because it makes me grow. And now I have more and more the capacity to choose also where I want to do what I don't want to do, because I'm knowing myself more. And I don't
Sure.
regret anything actually. I don't regret Kosovo. I don't regret Belgium. I don't regret Spain. And this year I would like to go to Morocco for the first time of my life. And
Nice.
I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I hope you have a wonderful experience there.
I hope so too.
What tip, yeah, or pieces of advice would you give to immigrant queers who come from not very inclusive countries to, for example, to Belgium? What can you suggest them?
Yes, personally, I would say take your compass and look after love, but without condition. I would like suggest to believe in the idea of evolution and allow everyone to become better. It's, I'm not saying that it's easy, but trying to be indulgent with self first and then with the others.
Okay, good. Thank you. I appreciate your time, Veton, and it was very brave to hear all this sincere story of yours. And I hope it will inspire other queers to fight for who they are and accept and seek the love with this compass, humility, and understanding. And so, thank you a lot.
I have one last thing. Dare to mix with people. Don't stay in your world, but dare to also get out sometimes and mix with people that you judge different.
So, open yourself to different truth in the world, to
Yes,
different people.
basically.
Perfect. It was good to have you, and I hope you have a wonderful day and wonderful trips ahead of you, and you find the final way to build the confidence and self acceptance.
I wish you all the same.
Thank you.